All right, welcome back to the channel. As always, I'm Al, your host, and this is the Bet Vetted channel. Thank you for listening in. And as always, if you like what you hear, like what you see, please do consider subscribing to the channel, trying to grow this channel. And we appreciate every subscriber that we get. So, like the video, share the video, hit that notification bell. And what we're going to do today is we're going to go over the Europa League matchups. We're not going to go over every single game. Obviously, I wasn't able to put out a video yesterday, but what I'll start doing beginning next week with the Conference League games, of course, we had the Champions League, which I will go over every single game in the Champions League. But with the Europa League and the Conference League, I'm going to go over my best bets for each one of those competitions. And so we're going to go over a few games, not the entire slate. I may go over the entire slate at some point. I'm not sure, but I'll give you my best bets for the Europa League and Conference League matchups. So I'm not going to leave out the Conference League, like I know some channels are doing out there. We're going to go over the Conference League, but let's get started today with the Europa League matchups for September 26, 2024. I got a few good bets for you guys, so let's get started. All right, so we'll start things off with this 12:45 Eastern Time matchup. Fenerbahce going up against Union Saint-Gilloise of the Belgian Pro League. And I really like Fenerbahce in this matchup. Certainly, they're playing better of the two teams in their domestic league. Fenerbahce, I believe, they lost recently to Galatasaray, who's in first place in the Super League in Turkey. But Fenerbahce is in second place. And of course, they brought in Jose Mourinho, the special one, over the off season to be their new coach and manager of the club. And of course, he has plenty of experience in European competition. And more importantly, St. Jalou has been off to a rather difficult start in their domestic league in the Belgian Pro League. As of right now, they're in 12th out of 16 places, and they're just not playing well at the current time. So, looking at this matchup, I think this is a pretty safe matchup, and this is a bet that I'll be betting on myself with my own money, and I'm going to go with Fenerbahce to win plus under 3.5 goals. I don't see them. If you want to play on the take a safer route, then you could go Fenerbahce and under 4.5 goals. Okay, or you can, if you go with the over goals, the problem is that you're not going to get enough value. The value is always on taking the under rather than taking the over, like the 1.5. Now, if you go up to 2.5, 3.5, that's where you can get the values on the money line plus the over. But if you want to get the real value, you want to take it. Listen, Fenerbahce is going to win this game. It's just a matter of whether or not Union St. Jalou is going to get a goal. I think maybe Fenerbahce may keep a clean sheet on this one. So to get the real value, to get that plus 145, you go Fenerbahce plus under 3.5. But there is some value on the under 4.5 as well, and that would account for 3 goals for Fenerbahce, maybe a goal from St. Jalou. So a 3-1. But if you're looking at either 2-1 or 3-0 victory for Fenerbahce, then you can go with Fenerbahce and under 3.5. So there's two ways you could take it: Fenerbahce and under 3.5, or Fenerbahce and under 4.5. Either way, decent bang for your buck. Right, in the next matchup, we're taking a look at we have Ajax of the Netherlands going up against Besiktas of the Super League in Turkey. And guys, we're looking at a team in Ajax where it's hard not to look at this team that has all this history and all this European pedigree and not want to take them to not only win this matchup, but you know, win this competition, okay, or at least advance in this competition, beat most of the teams that they play, and so on and so forth. Obviously, Ajax has a very, very storied history, more so than Besiktas on the other side. But again, looking at this matchup and looking at the state of these two teams as they are right now in the present day, you have a team in Ajax that had their lowest finish in the Eredivisie that they've had since the turn of the 21st century. So in 23 seasons, this is the worst finish they've had. And of course, that's why we see them in this competition rather than in the Champions League, where they have more history in that particular competition than they do so in the Europa League. And of course, they have a very good track record in European competitions. But looking at Besiktas on the other side, we have a club there that, in other than Galatasaray, they've performed as good as any other team in Europe at this time, and that means that they've over the last 8 games they're undefeated. And looking at this matchup and just looking at the rosters and how healthy they are and how they've been playing over the past couple months and since the start of their domestic season, I almost side with Besiktas more than I do Ajax in this game. However, Ajax is playing at home in Amsterdam, so that's the reason why I look at these clubs and I say, okay, I'm not maybe not take Besiktas to win the game, but I think a draw is likely at this point, looking at the form of these two clubs coming into this matchup. So my best bet for this matchup is going to be both teams to score and Besiktas on the money line or draw. Excuse me, to either win the game or draw. So on the double chance. Okay, so to state that again, Besiktas to win or draw, plus both teams to score. Yeah, I could easily see this as a 1-1 game, 2-2 game, probably 1-1 being the most likely scenario. So that's going to be my best bet for this matchup. Then our penultimate matchup, we have Roma going up against Athletic Club of La Liga. Of course, Roma of Serie A, who recently sacked their manager and replaced them with the Croatian manager Juric. And then Athletic Club, on the other hand, who is in good form coming into this matchup. However, they are missing their star player, their winger Nico Williams, who has an ankle injury. So it's going to be his brother Inaki Williams who's going to be the main focal point of the attack for Athletic Club. And for Roma, the main focal point of their attack is going to be Dobrev, who they picked up from, oh goodness, from Girona, who was their top scorer last year, and then of course Dybala, who's always a very important player for Roma. Looking at this matchup, certainly Roma has not been in the best of form. They did win their last game against an informed Udinese, 3-0 in their matchup over the weekend in Serie A. And Athletic Club has been, again, I believe they're in third place in La Liga and they haven't been in good form. But I am worried about them coming into a European competition for the first time since 2018 against a Roma side that has a deep, deep pedigree both in the Champions League and in the Europa League. And they were also winners of the inaugural Conference League a couple years back. So, and I believe they were runners up in the Europa League a few years back when they lost to, I want to say, Sevilla. So, looking at this matchup, Roma does play very well at home, and that's one of the deciding factors. Besides Nick Williams being out this game, is that Roma is such a good side at home. At least historically, they have been. Again, they have had that tough start to the season, though. I think with this manager change, it might be a good. Kind of like kicking their ass to get things going. This Roma side, I'm not too hot on them in terms of the overall scope of their season and what they're capable of doing this year. It's just I think they need some squad players and they need some guys that in the midfield and things of that sort. But looking at this matchup with Nico Williams out, and I just see this as a letdown game for athletic club with their first competition in Europe in 6 years. So I am looking at Roma on the money line. I do really like this bet. I think this one's going to pay off. So I'm just keeping things simple on this one and going with Roma on the money line plus money, plus 115 at home. The club that has more recent history in Europe. I think this is good value. So Roma on the money line. That's my best bet for this one. All right, in this last matchup, we have Spurs going up against Karabakh. And you know what, guys? This is one of them games where it's pretty tough to find value because Spurs are so highly valued and it may be overvalued in this matchup. Karabakh, is a club that almost beat undefeated Leverkusen a couple different times in this competition last year. In fact, they were up 2-0, I believe, in both the home and away legs of that tie last year, and they ended up losing both of those ties. So, against Leverkusen, of course, who didn't lose a game until the Europa League final against Atalanta. So, looking at this matchup, guys, I think I have been able to find value on this one. Be short and sweet on this one. Obviously, Spurs is going to win this game. Karabakh does not travel well, so with this game being in London, I do see Tottenham winning this one. Of course, they're going to probably shuffle up their lineup with the domestic league matchups in the Premier League this weekend. I believe they're going up against Manchester United on Sunday, so they're going to mix things up. It does look like Dominic Solanke is going to be in the lineup, so he's going to be up front because they really don't have many other options with guys like Richarlison out. So you're going to see guys like Dominic Solanke in there. You're going to see Werner. I don't think Son is going to be in there. I think they're going to probably rest him. They may give him a little bit of time at the end of the game, 10, 15 minutes to get his feet wet a little bit in there. But they may not even need to do that because they'll probably be up. So, looking at value in this one, hey, okay, I got one for you. First half Tottenham money line plus under 2.5 goals. Okay, you could get that at plus money. I believe it's plus 115 bet MGM. So look at that Tottenham money line first half plus under 2.5 goals. So if they score 3 goals, obviously the bet is a null and void for, well, not null and void. You lose it. But if they score 1 or 2 goals, they're up 1-0, 2-0 at the half. Then you win this bet. Okay. The risk here is that Karabas scores a goal in the first half, then you know that you've lost that. So you need a first half clean sheet from Tottenham to win this. But listen, guys, there really isn't a lot of opportunity for value in this matchup. This is what I'm going with. Put my money on it, and hopefully it turns out to be a winner. All right, that's all I got for you guys. As always, if you like what you hear, like what you see, please do consider subscribing to the channel. We appreciate each and every one of you. And I've said it at the beginning, say it at the end. We're looking to grow this channel. I'm trying to put as much time as I can. I am a family man, so I'm putting out as many videos as I possibly can. I do anticipate there being more videos going forward and on a more consistent basis. So please do like the video, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you guys next time. Good luck. Peace out.